Blitzkrieg game. I'll try to do an unboxing of this game sometime soon. But I've seen that there's not too many. It's old, so only people who probably watch this video will be ancient people. But maybe some new people might be interested in this old game. The copyright is on here on the front. Copyright should be 1965. So I won't say how old I was then, but I was a youngster. And so I played it. I bought it too. I got it. I don't know how I got it. Maybe my parents bought it for me. And I think they regretted buying it for me because I wasted so much time with it later. They thought maybe I could do more useful things than play war games. But anyway, so we'll take a look. The box is all beat up. Maybe I'll play a game because I haven't seen a play-by-play, and I enjoyed doing those. I did a Panzer Blitz not too long ago. Not too many people seem to be interested in it, but maybe it'll pick up. I'll try to talk about the rules a little bit, and maybe you'll pick it up if you find one to buy. I'll see if there's what prices they are and where you can find one. I imagine they're still available in thrift stores and on eBay and maybe there's a game store, Geek Games. I think I can't remember exactly what the site's called, but might try that. Anyway, there you go. Let's see what happens. Okay, this might be some of my unboxing here. Taking this old box, Blitzkrieg, and open it up and see what's in it. There we go. We have the cover. This probably isn't the first game I owned. I think I did own one from when I was a kid. This one is dated 75, actually, when you look at the manual. So here's the page, the little pieces, all the pink and blue armies and their different units that you would have in punch card, armored units, and parachute units. And what else you can see here? There's a fighter unit, fighter aircraft, infantry. There's an infantry. I must have been missing one. Have to draw one there. Somebody was missing one. Probably got this game used at a bookstore or used at a store somewhere, because I bet my old game was lost long ago somewhere in back in time. Okay, so you have 3 boards. 1, 2, and here's the manual. 3. Yes, I remember the manual being a fold out, and this is not a fold out. This is, when I got this game, this is a pamphlet, more like a pamphlet. And you have the order of battle, which you bring people in, and for blue and for red, and time chart, so you keep track of the game, and basic game combat results, attrition table, and then a tournament game if you want to use that one. But looking at the rules, they appear to be, I was looking through them before, a little bit before, right? They're the basic games first, and the basic game, then you can add optional rules for sea, invasions, supply, and then there's some tournament game improvements or complications, bombers, minor countries, rangers, then air combat, which when you add these kinds of games, it adds a lot of, I remember, detail and complexity to the game. That's what they say right here. With the use of these optional rules on the foundation of the tournament game, Blitzkrieg comes into its own for those who revel in the ultimate in complexity. I remember getting more complex. And some charts in the back. Okay, there's some charts for, but these are of all things play by mail. Something we could actually do. I never did play by mail. It was always an interesting idea to think about. There's the blue capital, which comes over here, and in between this one, and the red capital's on that side, right there. And so to win the game, one of the things you have to do is get 35 city squares. So you count the city squares in red, and and the borderline goes to right here and up here. So there's only like 16 squares, and it's great blue. All right. So we'll set it up and think about it sometime. See if it's worth playing again. Okay, here we are playing Blitzkrieg. This is the blue setup right here, and my son-in-law decided to play with me, so he's being very courageous and generous to play. So I have an actual opponent. He's setting up the red army. This is the initial setup for the blue armies and the blue capital. Okay, here's a red setup. We got this set up for the beginning of the game. Trying to decide what to do. I don't remember this game real well, so my strategy is a little bit haphazard. Here's the whole board again as I pan over it, and we're starting to put, that's the first setup. Okay, here's the after the red turn's moved, red team has moved. They're advancing into some of the neutral countries. Blue is advancing into this neutral country, and red has an adventurous invasion into blue territory, right here down to the southern part. At the end of the second turn, we were both coming together in neutral countries, trying to kind of feel out what our armies are doing, what we're trying to accomplish to win the war. Remember, you have to accomplish, get 35 cities, or eliminate all the enemy units, or take over all the cities in their country. Blue beat back the invasion on their southern country, and that soaked off some units that might have been moved to the front. And so far, no major action's been happening. We're trying to just position our forces. Yeah, this is a situation after Blue's third turn. No, yes, the third turn. I got some reinforcements. Ran some units over here to do a counterattack at this city right here, and lost them all at a 1-to-1 attack. And that may be a significant failure of my blue army. So we'll see. End of turn 3. Looks like red is doing some advancing into the neutral countries, driving blue back after his disastrous defeat here. And so looks like a little bit of river defense here is developing. And some units at sea still. Who knows what might develop next. And this unit is moving across the desert. It's turn 4. So turn 4. And red and blue are meeting. And the neutral countries kind of come together to form. There's a defense on the river, kind of defense in the mountains, some adventures in the desert, and that's kind of what's happening. Some units at sea, so we don't know what might happen to that. So that's your turn 4 as we try to remember this game. I'm trying to remember this game and try to piece out what a strategy would be. So there you go. So now we're into turn 5, and it's been an interesting game so far. The red has had a successful invasion into southern blue territory. Blue's trying to do an adventure up in northern red territory. We have some action going on here in the middle, and some defense of the river from both sides. Don't know how that'll turn out. This is turn 6. After turn 6, the invasion of blue continues on with capture of 2 cities, even though there was a counterattack here that did damage some units. Again, we have the unit in the desert, and some action right here where blue's trying to push around these red units. Maybe it's working, but the river defense has been breached by red, so we'll see what happens there. The invasion here by blue is kind of stalled by some strong units that came in as reinforcements. And if you notice, we've had a lot of losses, so that might play into the game as it goes toward the end. Okay, thank you for watching that video with the Blitzkrieg game. We played it through the 6th turn. My son-in-law caught on real well, so he was a good opponent. And I was trying to remember how to play the game. I didn't remember the strategy well from playing it so many years ago, so I wasn't that much of a challenge, I don't think. And we were able to move units around quite a bit. Playing the basic game with the optional rules worked well, because if I remember right, the tournament game is one where you break your units into smaller units and interchangeable, and the attrition rate is slow, and so it becomes more like a World War One type thing where you try to attrition the other army. So this one, probably this game would end up the same way, but the attrition would be whole units are gone, so it'd feel more like a chess game with the end pieces, just a few end pieces trying to win the war, I think, by the end the way we were playing it. But both of us are trying to do different feints and invasions, and my son-in-law's invasion from the south of the blue country looked like it was doing quite well, and mine invasion to the north was stalled, so he might have been able to pick it up and win the game. But anyway, it played well still after all these years. It still seems like a fun game and one that's usable, and perhaps you can find a copy somewhere. So thank you for watching. If you have any if you thought, please subscribe. I might put on more videos like this. I have history videos and music videos and a few things like that you might find interesting. Thank you.